Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 50th episode of Ted's Booze Cellar with me, Ted. I'm here today with my colleague, Blags.
Hello, world.
Blags is from Bulgaria. Now, I would have thought, with Bulgaria being known for, its pilsners and, its craft beers, Blags would be into something interesting. Instead, he's been pestering me for the last several episodes to do a video on Heineken. Why?
I have no idea what you're on about.
Right. Well, he keeps going on to me about how it's a fruity beer and how we should dedicate the 50th episode because it's a big occasion, what with it being the 50th episode of the series, to Heineken.
Hey.
So Blags has very kindly sponsored this video by purchasing this pint. He's not going to have it himself because you've got your shift in like 15 minutes. But
professionalism always comes first.
Yeah, that is true. But Blags has always been the one that I see drinking this here at Falmer Bar. And so I felt it only necessary that even if he didn't have any, that I would do the 50th episode with him on this, considering it's been all that us and our friend group at work have been talking about whenever I put up an episode of the Booze Cellar recently. So
time has come.
Yeah.
There you go.
What are your initial thoughts on Heineken, so to speak?
I haven't really had it. I had it from a tinny but several years ago, and since then I didn't really have a chance to have a Heineken. But
you've had it a few times in the pint glass from here.
Yeah, in the pint glass from here, and that's when I sort of really started appreciating it.
Well, I guess it probably is a little bit different, and I think always say the purest form of having a beer or ale is in a pint glass from draft. So
yeah.
I suppose it's probably appropriate for the 50th episode. But anyway, as they always say, bottoms up and happy Friday.
What are you getting?
I can kind of see where you're coming from with the mango thing, but it's nowhere near as prominent as you're saying. What I'm getting more of is like a herby sort of like spine to it, with just a tiny little bit of a mango-y tint right at the end.
Yeah. There is, maybe because it's a bit more malty, or maybe the combination of ingredients is such as to create a tiny little bit of sweetness in it.
Yeah, there's a bit of sweetness in it, but I don't know if I'd say it's malty. I mean, it's an interesting flavour for a mass-produced lager, so I mean...
Well, that is like the beer in Amstel, wherever you go.
Why not just sell it Amstel? Amstel's nice.
Amstel is like the Fosters of Netherlands.
Why?
This is like the proper stuff.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Amstel is nicer. I mean, like, admittedly, this is better than I remember, but it's like, is it really better than Amstel?
Let me try. Right.
Just a tiny sip.
Oh, hello again. Oh, fancy seeing you here.
I think definitely this is the best beer we sell in the bar.
Had a really busy event, 137 people there.
But just because it's like, it's the quality of it. It's just that has that edge over all the other pints.
The best beer that we sell, what, at Falmer or all of the bars?
Throughout. The best lager it is.
Right.
The best sort of lager. Not necessarily the best beer.
Right, okay.
Out of all the beers.
That's I was gonna have a bloody aneurysm for a second. But I suppose from a certain perspective, if you're wanting just sort of like a simple, palatable lager, this is actually a pretty good bet. Personally, I'd still rather go, if I'm going to one of the USSU bars, I'd still rather go for something like Amstel or Kronenbourg, just because I prefer the flavour a little bit more and it's a little bit cheaper. That being said, if like in a situation like this someone were to buy me a pint of Heineken like you, I would really not complain, because even though it wouldn't be my first choice, and I'd say I have at least 2 or 3 other beers that I think are better than this that we sell at the bars, it could definitely be a lot worse, and at the very least it's better than Foster's.
Oh yeah. Or Carling. I mean, there's, interestingly, yesterday I had Heineken first and then Foster's and Carling second.
Yeah.
And then, like, you can markedly feel the difference in quality. I mean, drinking Carling after this is like drinking soda water, basically. It's completely tasteless.
I can imagine that, and that is the one thing I will give this, is it's more flavoursome than people give it credit for.
Yeah.
So, I tell you what, to sort of wrap things up, out of my 5 categories, what would you place it in? You can place it in one or all of them. So, relaxation, having a couple with your mates, pre-drinks, getting drunk, or having with a meal.
I think pre-drinks and getting drunk, I'd go for something cheap, definitely. I wouldn't go for Heineken, but if I just wanted to sit down with some mates for a pint, that would be my go-to. Yeah.
So,
definitely.
chill out and possibly a meal drink.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's probably the case with me as well. It's a little bit too expensive for me to buy it regularly, but I think it has a neutral enough flavour that it could go quite nicely with a meal and still be flavoursome enough that you can enjoy a pint or two of it with your mates. I think I'm going to give it a reasonable 6.5 out of 10.
6.5.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And in any case, I hope you lot have enjoyed this 50th episode of Ted's Booze Cellar with my good mate Blags.
It's been an honour.
As always, check out my social medias, YouTube channel, Twitch, and all that stuff in the video description. Leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And I'll see you guys at the bar next time on Ted's Booze Cellar. And remember, drink responsibly.